All right. Welcome back, everyone. We are diving deep today into the world of comfort food.
Comfort food.
And you've been uh, exploring this topic, I know, and now we're going global.
Yeah, yeah,
It's fascinating to me how a simple dish
yeah.
can just evoke such a feeling of home.
It's true.
Like, no matter where you are in the world.
Yeah, it's like no matter where you go, you can always find that one dish
Yeah.
that just brings you right back.
Totally.
And it's not just about the taste. It's
Uh,
like it's the memories, the
Yeah.
traditions, the emotions tied to it.
Well, and that's what's so cool about this deep dive.
Mm,
We're not just talking recipes. We're talking about,
mm,
what makes this food so comforting.
exactly. And the source material we've got, this
Hmm.
podcast episode, it defines comfort food as something deeply personal,
Mm-hmm.
tied to memories, family traditions, cultural heritage.
That's really interesting because, like, comfort food is different things to different people.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And in the podcast, they talk about how, like, in Italy, pasta bolognese is like the ultimate comfort food.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just the rich, meaty sauce. It's the fact that it's slow cooked,
Uh-huh.
often simmering for hours.
Yeah.
That kind of dedication speaks to, the Italian concept of cooking with love,
Yeah.
nourishing the soul.
Yeah, like slow food movement.
Yeah.
It's all about taking your time,
Yeah.
putting that love and care into the dish.
Yeah, and then you go to Japan.
Totally different vibe.
Completely. And it's all about ramen.
Ramen.
The podcast really gets into like
Yeah.
the sensory experience
Oh,
of
yeah.
ramen, the steaming broth,
Hmm.
the slurp-worthy noodles,
Oh, yeah.
that like umami explosion.
Yeah.
But it's also,
Yeah.
about the ritual of it all,
Right.
the communal aspect of sitting
At the ramen counter.
shoulder to shoulder with strangers,
Yeah.
united in their love of this dish.
It's true. It's a very social food.
Yeah, I mean, hearing that makes me think about how comfort food can also be tied to a sense of belonging. It's not just about the taste. It's about the shared experience.
Yeah, that feeling of connection.
Yeah.
And that sense of belonging, it's deeply rooted in culture.
Uh-huh.
Like think about tamales.
Oh, yeah.
In Mexico, tamales are more than just food.
Right.
They're a tradition
Mm-hmm.
passed down through generations. The process of making them, the careful wrapping in corn husks,
Uh-huh.
the anticipation of unwrapping that steaming bundle,
Yeah.
it's all part of the comfort.
Yeah, that's cool. I remember the podcast host talked about their own comfort food.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was a simple chicken pot pie.
Classic.
Like, they didn't even get into the recipe, but they talked about how it brought back memories of their grandmother's kitchen
Oh.
and that feeling of being
Mm.
loved and cared for.
It's powerful how food can do that.
Yeah, I know. It's just amazing how a dish can become a vessel for memory and emotion.
It really is.
Oh,
And you can experience that with any cuisine.
Yeah.
That's what's so exciting about exploring global comfort foods.
So, for those listening who are ready to start their own culinary adventure,
Yes.
what advice did the podcast offer?
Well, they suggest starting with a dish that intrigues you.
Mm-hmm.
Learn about its history, the ingredients, maybe even try cooking a simple version at home.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be perfect.
Right.
It's about the process
Yeah.
of connecting with the culture through the food.
Well, and we live in a world where, like, experiencing another culture's cuisine is easier than ever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Local ethnic restaurants
Yeah.
offer such a fantastic opportunity to taste authentic flavors
Mm-hmm.
and learn from those who've been making these dishes for generations.
It all comes back to what the podcast expert emphasized. Cooking is a way to connect.
Yes.
Not just with food,
Yes.
but with people, history, and culture.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah. So, as we wrap up, I'm curious, what comfort food from your own culture would you share with someone to give them a taste of home? And what dish from another culture are you most eager to explore?
Yeah.
Love to hear your thoughts. Until next time,
Happy eating.
happy